Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. After almost 3 weeks of watching this year's Olympics, I've become an expert in every sport and start thinking, which football players could be successful in other Olympic sports besides football? Here is my expert opinion. Let's go! First up is water sports, specifically diving. There are many candidates in modern football who could be good at this sport, but some stand out. Rafa Leao's diving was so convincing in this year's Euro that he received 2 yellow cards for it. Michael Richards could be a good candidate, along with Neymar. But one man is on a completely different level, Raheem Sterling. He could for sure become one of the greatest athletes in the sport if he really wanted to. Moving on to water polo, I have a feeling that Thibaut Courtois, with his skill set, could become one of the greatest water polo athletes of all time. Next, let's move to martial arts. We need someone who is combative and fearless. Wayne Rooney has always looked more like a fighter than a footballer, so I think he would look completely natural in boxing gloves. However, based on videos online, his boxing abilities aren't as scary as his appearance. Mason Green could be another good option for a boxing athlete, but with one slight correction. He'd feel much comfortable competing against the opposite gender rather than his own. Zlatan, even without any theories, could be as successful in taekwondo as he is in football. He even has a black belt and praise from all his taekwondo coaches. But I think his famous phrases wouldn't be as convincing if he were a taekwondist.
Who's the best striker in the Premier League right now?
I feel Lukaku is strong, Aguero is good.
You didn't say yourself.
Lions, they don't compare themselves with humans.
Sadly, there is no Kung Fu in the Olympics, but if there were, Eric Cantona would surely be one of the best at it. Now let's talk about track events. If there were a competition for 10-meter distance, where you need crazy explosiveness, Jeremy Doku with his firm moves, together with Misha Mudrik, who really plays like a sprinter in football boots, would excel. For the 100 meters when you need a powerful runner, Kyle Walker, who no one has managed to outrun despite being 34 years old, and Adama Traore, whose only speed and power still earn him contracts at top football clubs, would be obvious choices. For the 110-meter hurdles, you need someone good at overcoming obstacles and quite powerful. So Winnie Jr., who avoids countless attempts to take him down every match, would be a great option. On longer distances like 1,500 meters or 5,000 meters, when you need to maintain a strong tempo for a significant time, N'Golo Kante, who at 33 years old ran this Euro like he was 25 in his prime Leicester days, or Eduardo Camavinga, who can play 4 positions in 120 minutes and still perform, would be perfect. For the high jump, when you need someone capable of reaching enormous heights, there is no better person in the football world than Cristiano Ronaldo. Victor Osimhen, with his crazy physicality and jump power, could make a good competition for Cristiano. It's hard to figure out who would suit sports like long jump or pole vault, but I'd say someone like Kylian Mbappe would be a safe choice for the long jump. And for the pole vault, we need someone coordinated, so I'd pick Frankie de Jong. To close our athletics program, Harry Maguire will be our choice for discus throw. Not for any particular reason, he is just big. Next up are some random Olympic sports. Fencing demands agility and quick reactions, so there is no more agile person than Anthony. Maybe there is, but he does a lot of unpredictable agile moves, which I think would be great in this sport. At this year's Olympics, one man made the shooting competition one of the coldest events of all, so I will choose Zinchenko. He might not be cold, but he is from Ukraine, so he must know how to shoot. There are many candidates for golf, from Harry Kane to John Terry, but I think there is only one right man for the job, the man who basically ended his football career just to play golf, Gareth Bale. Everyone was shocked when they saw breaking first up as a sport, but more because it's an Olympics. You could simply choose any Brazilian player because every single one of them has some moves and great feel for music. But one man had an exceptional level of swag and moves, Lucas Paquetá, who I'm sure could perform better than some actual participants at this Olympics after just 1 week of training. For weightlifting, we need someone big, someone powerful, someone black. So there are two obvious candidates. Adebayo Akinfenwa, who is basically known just because he is twice the size of the average football player. Realistically, he could become a very good weightlifter, and I think even he knows that. But for some reason, he decided to become a weekend legend instead of Olympic medalist. Romelu Lukaku, with his physical attributes, could become the greatest of all time in any sport that doesn't require much skill or brain power, like weightlifting. But he decided it's better to scam football clubs in Europe into paying hundreds of billions for his big black body. For basketball, you could choose someone tall, like Mertesacker or Dan Burn. But I think Anton Griezmann as a point guard is a more interesting option than these two. And finally, Leo Messi, who I think could be successful in table tennis as he is in football. Reasons? 2. You don't need to move a lot, and you just must not make mistakes, which Messi seems to never do. This was the list of football players I think would be great at different sports. Leave a comment with your version of who you see in different role. That's all for today. See you soon.